My name is Anna Jacobson, and I'm here to teach you some fiddle with trala. I'm Anna Jacobson, and I've been playing fiddle since I was 5. I'm also a brass player, which I like to bring into my fiddle playing experience as well. My biggest struggle with the violin is finding time to practice it and my French horn. That might be one you don't have trouble with. When I was in graduate school for French horn performance, I took a little bit of time off the violin. It was the only time in my life since I was 5 that I took any time off. And I missed it so much. And when I got back to the violin, I really got into fiddling a lot more than classical violin because it allowed me to kind of relax and have fun with music. I like to pick fiddle tunes based on their names. And one of the tunes I like to teach the most is called Shove That Pig's Foot a Little Further into the Fire. I don't think I need to explain anymore why that's my favorite. I should specify that it's not an actual pig's foot. The pig's foot is a blacksmith's tool. So don't worry, no pigs were harmed in the making of this fiddle tune. Hi there. Welcome to this Angeline the Baker lesson. In this lesson, you'll learn how to build up speed using repeated finger patterns, and you'll also learn some techniques for improving your slurring, and we'll learn how to play on 2 strings at once. Let's go. There's a lot of skipping between fingers 1 and 3 in this tune. Let's do an exercise where we practice that skipping on all 4 strings. We're going to practice this finger pattern so that we get used to the motion of putting our first finger and our third finger down, but skipping the second finger. Make sure as you start on your E string that your elbow is nice and relaxed underneath the neck. And as you move over to the A string, it'll still be pretty relaxed, maybe slightly forward. And then as you go to the D and G strings, it's going to come forward closer to your bow hand. Make sure it's not coming out to the side here. That's going to create a lot of extra work for your fingers. And bringing it this way is going to help your fingers reach that G string, which is a little further away. When you put your finger down on the string, your second finger is just going to hang out. It's not doing anything. Your first finger stays down when the third finger comes down on the string, so it doesn't lift up when the third finger comes down. And then your bow's going to tilt over to the A string, and you'll do the same thing there. Tilt, swing that arm. Tilt again, a little more arm, elbow forward. As your fingers go down on the strings, make sure as they move to the next string, make sure they're not flying up off the string. So keep them nice and low to the strings, close by, so that you're efficient. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a note that comes late. So we don't want that to happen. We don't want our fingers to fly off the strings. Keep them nice and curved. I like to think about holding something round, a ball or a tennis ball or an apple, and think of that curved shape, and they're going to hover just right above the strings as close as you can. Your thumb's going to stay nice and relaxed, slightly bent, and a little bit under the your knuckle should line right up with the neck of the violin. Stay nice and relaxed as you play those notes. Let's practice this exercise together. Make sure your hand's nice and relaxed. Try putting it by your side and bringing it right up to the neck so it just rests perfectly underneath the neck with no extra effort. Think about holding a potato chip in your hand. You don't want to smush it, so you're not going to hold really tightly. You're just going to hold it as gently as possible. That's about how much pressure we want to be on the neck as you're holding. I'll put my bow on the E string, and I'll play this at you, and you can play it right back at me. 1, 2, 3, ready, here I go. Your turn, go. Great. I'm going to rock my bow over to the A string, and we'll do it over there. 1, 2, 3, here I go. Your turn, go. Rock your bow to the D string. Here I go. Your turn, go. Rock your bow to the G string. My turn, go. Your turn, go. Great. Let's make sure our fingers stay right over the strings as we do that. And did you remember to swing that elbow forward as we went over to the G string? Hopefully. And make sure that that second finger just stays nice and relaxed and doesn't fly up off the string, because you might be giving someone a rude gesture if you do. So let's do that again. We'll do it all in one go this time and together. And we're still at a metronome pace of 66 beats per minute. We'll try stepping it up a little the next time. 1, 2, 3, ready, here we go. How'd that go? Let's try it a little bit faster. I'm going to take out my metronome, and it was at 66 before. Usually when you're trying to speed up an exercise and get a little faster, you want to do it by about 4 clicks at a time. So I'm going to speed it up to 70 now. It's not going to feel a whole lot faster. 1, 2, 3, ready, here we go. Let's try one more speed change. Sometimes you might want to do it a couple of times on one metronome setting, so you can try that if it's not quite feeling comfortable yet. But we're going to step it up 8 clicks this time, so we really feel the burn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, E string, go. A string, D string, G string. Woo! You just learned an exercise where you skipped from your first finger to your third finger on all 4 strings. This will be great practice for applying to our melody right at the beginning of Angeline the Baker. Make sure you keep your arm nice and relaxed, keep your hand rounded, and keep your fingers close to the string. And keep speeding up that metronome as you go, and keep up the good work. Let's learn the A part of Angeline the Baker. Just a reminder of what that sounds like. That's one A part. The form of the song is A, B, B. So you'll play one more of those A parts and then 2 B parts when you actually play the whole song. We're going to use that skipping finger exercise, but now just on the A string. So we'll play it once slow and another time kind of faster. Listen to this. See how it goes kind of quickly into the second one? Kind of jumps right in. Let's try that together. 1, 2, A string, go. Great, and then we're going to play it again. Did I mention we play that 1 and 3 finger exercise a lot of times in this song? So we'll play, and then we'll go to our B. So that again is. Let's put all that together from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. B. Great. Then we're going to play the A, B, D again. But this time we're going to rock our bow to the E string, and we're going to do a slur. Now, a slur is putting 2 notes in 1 bow stroke. We're going to do an exercise later that works more in depth on this. For now, just know that you're going to play the E and the F sharp all in 1 bow stroke. So that'll sound like this with your A string part combined with the slur. Try that. Ready, go. Good. Let's try that now with adding an E and a D onto the end of that. So it'll all sound like this. Play it with me. Ready, go. Great. And then we're going to use that slur one more time. So it's going to use the slur again, go to an E, D again, and then B, A, and stay on that A. That's the whole A part. Let's try it all together. Make sure you're starting with your bow right around the middle of your bow, touching the strings. And we'll keep our bow strokes pretty short, except when we have those long notes at the ends of phrases. So those will be our longer bows. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. B. Long bow. Slur. Another slur. A. Long bow. Yeah, that's the A part. Let's do it one more time together. 1, 2, ready, go. To the B. Slur. Another slur. Let's practice some of the tricky spots in the A part of Angeline the Baker. Let's start with that quick little bow stroke that we have to do when we go. I like to think of the words of this song when I play this. The words here are, you guessed it, Angeline the Baker. So if you think of that word, the, being super quick on the bow stroke, I like to think of the bow as kind of shooting up to the sky on that the, because if we only do a little bow, then we get stuck towards the tip of our bow. So in order to keep everything even and nicely in the middle of the bow, we're going to do that nice shooting bow on that B. So let's try that a couple of times. We'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, ready, go. Again, go. Ready, go. Hopefully, if you did it right, you didn't get stuck at the tip of your bow. That's how you know that you gave that B enough of a rocket up to the sky. Next, let's try that slur spot. Again, we'll do a little more exercise later on making sure our bow is distributed properly over that slur. But for now, let's just get the motion of getting 2 notes in one down bow and 2 notes in one up bow, because we do both of those in the A part. So in the song, we start with an up bow slur. Here we're just going to do a down bow and then an up bow and a down bow and an up bow. So we'll just kind of loop those slurs. We're mostly on our E string, except the last note is on our A string. I've set my metronome to 80 beats per minute because this is a little trickier and we're slowing it down a little bit. So here, I'll play it for you first. Slur up, slur down, slur up. Try that with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Up bow. Back to the E string. Great. Great job. Now you've learned the A part to Angeline the Baker. Just remember to keep your bow sitting right around the middle when you land it on the strings, and keep nice even bow strokes except when you've got that fast bow up for the B and when you've got the longer bows for the ends of the phrases. Keep up the good work. Let's learn an exercise that helps us distribute our bow evenly when we play a slur. In the song, we'll be playing it on our E string, but we'll try it on all 4 strings here, just using our first finger. Let's practice this pattern that's going to help us distribute our bow. We're going to start a little closer to the frog, but still close to the middle. And we're going to go about to the middle point of the bow with our first note, which is E. And then we're going to do an F sharp for about the same amount of bow. So basically, you're going about a third of the bow will be covered by both those bow strokes. And then we're going to do that with an up bow. So go back to the middle of the bow with your E, and then an F sharp will get you back to where you started. So let's do a couple of those. Ready, go. Then we're going to rock the bow over to the A string and do the exact same thing. Remember that as we move to the lower strings, your elbow moves forward. Ready, go. Rock it to the D string. Ready, go. Rock it to the G string. Ready, go. Great. The reason we do this is because when you slur, if you don't distribute the bow evenly over the two notes, we often end up way up at the tip of the bow. A lot of what happens is people will hold on to the E string too long, and then they'll put that finger down right at the end, because you're not used to playing two notes in one bow. So instead, we're eventually going to be playing that E and F sharp exactly on even parts of the bow. Stopping the bow in between, for starters, helps us get used to how that bow is distributed. Let's try this exercise. I'll play the first part on the E string, and you can play it back. Remember that I'm starting my bow about between the middle of the bow and the frog. Ready, and here I go. Your turn. Ready, go. Rock your bow to the A string. My turn. Ready, go. Great. 2. Your turn, go. All right, we're going to rock our bow to the D string. Remember to relax your hand and tilt that elbow in towards your bow hand a little bit. My turn. Ready, and your turn. Ready, go. G string. Rock that bow, and here I go. Ready, and your turn. Ready, go. Great. Let's try it all together without stopping, so we'll keep moving between the strings. Start with your bow on the E string. Find that spot between the middle of the bow and the frog. And here we go. Shake that hand out one more time so it's nice and relaxed. There we go. 1, 2, ready, go. A string. G string, G string, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Let's do that exercise one more time. We're going to start on the E string. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, D string. G string. Great. That was at 60 beats per minute. Let's speed it up a little bit. We're going to go all the way up to 70 because I think you've got it. Here we go. E string, ready, go. A string. D string. G string. Excellent. You can keep speeding up that metronome as much as you want and start getting used to it because in Angeline the Baker, it goes by pretty fast. That's maybe actually twice as fast as what we were doing. So once you get used to that, you can actually try this exercise without the stop bows. Lots to work on. Great job. Now you've learned how to do our down, down, up, up slur exercise. This is going to help you distribute your bow evenly when you try to do a 2-note slur. Remember to keep that bow in the middle third of your bow and stop right in the center of the bow when you're stopping between notes. Try it on all 4 strings. Try it. If you've got it down really well, you can try it slurred as well. Have fun. Let's work on the B part. The B part starts with some faster pickup notes that include your second finger being a half step away from your first finger, which is not our standard position for it. So make sure when you walk up this scale that your second finger is closer to the 1 finger than to the 3 finger. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Great. So then we're going to skip down. So the whole thing is, you add that F sharp and E onto there. And then we've got some fast notes again. So it's kind of the same pattern, but lower. So starting on your D, walking up the scale. And back down. So those 2 things together sound like this. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go back to that scale that started on the F sharp, down to the D, and then long Bs. So that one is, again, 1, 2, 3. Then we go to our first line again. That's the nice thing about fiddle tunes. You get a lot of recycled content. So we're going to play our first line again. It's also our third line. 1, 2, 3. More good news for you. The fourth line of the A part is also the fourth line of the B part. So we're going to do that down bow slur from the E to the F sharp. That's the whole B part. I'm going to play through it, and you can try staying with me. 1, 2, 3. Down bow. So make sure as you're playing through the B part that you're keeping your bow nice and evenly distributed through the long bows and during the slurs. Remember from our slur exercise that we just used about the middle third of our bow, and watch yourself in a mirror to make sure your bow doesn't end up way at the tip when you try that slur. We don't want that. So watch that bow distribution. Stay relaxed. Let's practice a couple tricky bits in the B part. First, let's drill that pickup. Remember that we've got the 2 finger that's only a half step away from our first finger. So we've got the F sharp and then the G right next to it, not too close to our A up there. So let's play that a couple of times. It'll sound like this. Your turn. My turn. And go. Good, let's do that a couple times together. We'll go da da dun dun dun. Just practice that over and over. 2, 3. Great. Then we're going to go. Let's get that whole phrase together. 1, 2, go. Great. Let's do that a couple of times and just drill it together. Ready, here we go. Great. We're going to do the same drill, but on our lower notes that we do next. So it's D, E, F sharp, E, D. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3. Again. Again. Great. Let's put both of those sections together from the beginning of the B part. I'll play it first so you can hear it. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. One more time. Great. The next section is almost the same. But we keep going down to our B and do those long Bs. Let's practice that a couple times. 1, 2, 3. Again. One more time. Great. And you know that the next line is the same as our first line. We've already drilled it. And then we already know our last line because it was part of our A part. But let's do that one more time just to make sure we've got it. It starts with our slur on the E string with a down bow, like this. Let's try that together. Ready, go. One more time. I think you've got it. Let's try playing the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3. Long B. Back to the F sharp. Here comes that slur. Now you've learned the B part of Angeline the Baker. Great job! Make sure that you keep that bow distribution nice and even right in the center. And when you're playing your slurs, keep working to make sure you use really even chunks and don't use up the entire bow playing a 2-note slur. You've got it. You've learned the A part and the B part to Angeline the Baker. Now let's put those together. And after we put them together, we'll work on the extended technique of droning an open string against those notes that you already know. First, let's put them together. We're going to do 2 A parts and 2 B parts. Remember how that A part started? A, B, D with that skipping finger. Let's start it. 1, 2, here we go. Slur. Another slur. Again, A part. Slur. Another slur. Here comes the B part. Long B's. Slur. Another B part. Long B's. Slur. Long A's. Fantastic. That's the whole tune. Now, if you're playing in a jam, you'd actually play that tune over and over again. So get used to playing it a lot. Just loop it for yourself. It's a great way to practice. The next thing we're going to try is droning an open string. This means that we'll still play those notes we already learned, but we're going to play 2 strings at once. It's the thing that you were trying not to do when you started playing violin. Now you're going to do it on purpose. It helps if your bow is a tiny bit closer to the fingerboard where the strings are a little looser and it's easier to hit 2 strings at once. You can practice this without the notes at first and just drone on those middle 2 strings at first. They're kind of hard to balance your bow on. You might get a little bit of at first, but you'll find that nice balance between the 2 strings. And when you're playing your notes on the A string, you'll be droning on the D string. When you switch to the E string, your drone string will change to the A string. It'll sound like this. It's gonna switch back. One way to practice this is to kind of hum the tune and don't do your fingers at all. Just practice the rhythm of the tune on those open strings. So you can do this. Do, 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 It's a little tricky. I didn't do it quite right. But you can try it. It helps to do it along with the recording of the song so you don't have to sing and remember where your bow goes at the same time. And then when we switch to the B part, your drone is going to start on the A string. Try it out. Let's work on droning in Angeline the Baker. First, before we start, let's just check our bow holds and posture to make sure everything's relaxed and in a good position for effective playing. Check to make sure those 2 middle fingers of your bow hand are right around the frog area, right near that white dot, and that your first finger is not gripping too tightly and trying to control the bow. And make sure that your pinky is sitting right on top. You can check those things by giving both your first finger, not at the same time, but your first finger and then your pinky a little tap just to make sure they're loose. Do this all while the bow is balanced on your strings. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole different kind of tension if you're holding the bow off the strings. Make sure your hand is relaxed. Bring it up to the neck. And let's play. So remember how we talked about playing your middle 2 strings at the same time? Let's play together. Let's play our little Angeline the Baker exercise with singing the melody and just doing the rhythm of it with our bow. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, 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 do. We'll just do the A part because the B part with its faster pickup notes gets a little complicated. Now, let's try putting the fingers along with the bow. Play it with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Slur. Again. B part. Another B part. Great. If you're feeling like it's too much to change strings and keep the drone going, you can try just droning on your D string whenever you're playing on the A string and not worrying about it anytime you go to the E string. That would sound something like this. So try that if it's feeling like a little too much. Now on your E string, for that B part, you might want to start with the A drone since most of it's kind of on the E string. So let's do that B part one more time with its A drone. If that's feeling like too much to do the drones on both strings, you could skip the D string drone this time. Try the B part. 1, 2, get your one finger set on your E string. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Good job on the B part. Check again. Rest your bow on your strings. Tap, tap. Did they stay loose? If you're feeling some tension there, it might be making your bow go crooked. If you can see, if I lock my wrist and hold on too tightly, it's going to go crooked because I don't have that nice bend to my wrist whenever it's going up and down, keeping it nice and straight on the strings. So try droning some more, try speeding up the tempo with your metronome, and enjoy playing Angeline the Baker with some real fiddle double stop drones. Way to go! Droning on Angeline the Baker is a tricky skill to learn, but if you practice a lot with just those open strings and no fingers, you'll get used to the balance of your bow on the two strings at once. Make sure you practice with a really nice, gentle bow hold. Don't hold on too much. Think about that potato chip that you don't want to squash, and you'll have a nice, relaxed bow that can balance on the strings really nicely. Nice job. You made it all the way through Angeline the Baker. Keep working to improve your fast string crossings. Do your exercises for getting those fingers moving quickly. Use your metronome to speed up your tempo and work on droning between your strings. You've got some great skills you're building.